I wanted her to care what she looked like and also care about killing people. And
because we can do both.
I didn't think of a single introduction.
Well.
Hi. No. Welcome back to Spellbound. It's me, BEEJ, and I'm here with my book bestie, Marge, and we're going to be covering the 2 years worth of books that I have forced upon her. Well, first, I guess we should say, like, who you are. Who are you, Marge?
I'm book bestie. I am a certified word nerd, English major, creative writing background.
Poet.
Right? Yes.
Published poet.
I forget that. That's a thing.
That's wild to me that all of my published friends forget that. Like, that's the thing about me. I would never forget that. That would, in fact, be the first fun fact about me. I would carry my book around in my back pocket.
Like, holstered, like, ready to go.
Instead, I carry around Marjorie's book in my car trunk.
Really?
Yes.
I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently, I'm a poet, which is news to me
should
every
have your book.
time I hear it.
That's
my
it.
book.
Yes.
There we have it.
OPF. By this one.
Me.
What else and who else are you?
I am chaos contained in human
Contained.
form, I think. Yeah, and contained is also a word we're using loosely today. Mostly just contained by the bounds of physics, I think.
Yeah, so in a Train the Trainer session, that's where I met Marjorie.
And she is correct that I literally saw her background and said, she reads books. I read books. I need to read more books. Tell me books.
That's almost verbatim what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so the book that I was currently obsessed with, you might remember it from 2 years ago because it is all I talked about in almost every video, These Violent Delights.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you need to read this book. It is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in 1920s Shanghai. And I'm obsessed with it, and I talked about it all the time, and I had just started reading the sequel, and I was evangelizing the book hard.
Mm-hmm. And specifically, what really put me, like, ready to go get it, even though you sent it to me before I could even go get it.
Oh, I did.
You did.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Proactive.
Was your description of Shanghai as your favorite character, or one of your favorite characters in the book, and that held up. And it was so good.
Did you ever read the sequel?
I did, and I loved it.
Did you cry?
I cried. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much, and I did cry, and felt that it was the most appropriate resolution. And I love when a retelling doesn't just regurgitate. Wow.
And let's dive into that a little bit more too. So, like, this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, right? Set in 1920 Shanghai. In this setting of this book, Romeo and Juliet, like the story that you know, has already happened. All of the plots of that has already happened except for the fact that neither one of them have died. So when this book starts, they have a very romantic, very tumultuous past. And so they are sworn enemies in present day, and with a romantic history, which adds to the tension, like, so dramatically. And that is something that I really loved about it, is that it wasn't just a retelling in the way that when you hear Romeo and Juliet retelling, A, you already know the ending, but also B, it's like, it's become, tropey isn't even the word, it's like cliche, like so cliche, and nothing in this book I felt was cliche, but especially because it had so much commentary on, American culture.
Correct.
And Shanghai culture.
Yeah, and it was so vivid. If you thought you knew the plot going in, no, you didn't. The ending, again, didn't take the story off in some direction that did not make sense to the original, but also was so original. Like, it was so...
And it ended the best way that it possibly could.
Yeah, it made sense, and it felt real, and it felt raw. Like, it...
Just about to say that. It felt raw. Like, it felt... It was...
It didn't try to make you happy.
Yeah.
It tried to make sense.
There was a cultural, like, an identity crisis happening in Shanghai. As American 1920s culture was becoming more and more popular and becoming more and more mainstream, in a place like Shanghai, where the concept of dynasty and the concept of, like, lineage and tradition is so incredibly wound, what does that look like for a teenager or a young adult coming up in this world where there's clearly, like, an identity crisis and you're of both? The more it becomes clear that these young people have a role to play, and if you would dare to hope for a better future, there's a cost to be paid for that hope. And that, I think, speaks very much to the present moment.
And that cost is massive, but should not be prohibitive.
Yes, and it's worth it every time.
Yeah.
Do we recommend?
We do.
We do.
We do.
Did you ask for another one?
It was, hey, I liked this, and you're like, really? here's more.
And so I was like, I got you on Recovery. Let's talk romances. How do you feel?
At that moment, I was truly getting back into reading, I think, for fun. So I didn't know. Like, I was just like, please tell me what to read, because I don't know.
And I was like, let me introduce you to Penelope Douglas. Immediately pushing her into the deep end of the pool. But I started Tame, I think. I started Tame. Punk 57, and that's about two pen pals.
Pen pals. From Wisconsin. Pen pal.
It was about two pen pals who were like crazy about each other, but they had never met. And then when they do meet, they hate each other.
And that's just going to be fun.
There was like a little bit of drama, like obviously drama, but like not like messy drama, but like drama.
Mm-hmm. Like capital D drama.
And you liked that because the next time I checked in on her on like Zoom, I was like, hey, how was Punk 57? And she was like, it was so good. I read these like 7 others.
Oops.
Truly, I think you like Penelope Douglas in general way more than I do.
Yeah, I liked her writing style because it was just, well, because I had read Punk 57, really enjoyed that and how the characters had built and just, I don't know, how the pacing of it, everything. Like, it had just enough of all the pieces. Mm-hmm. And so then I'm naturally curious, no limit on my curiosity, honestly. Mm-hmm. And so I just kept reading just
it was
to
like,
see.
thank you next.
Just to see.
So we both read Birthday Girl, and like, how did you feel?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
But not memorable, right?
No, like, I mean, there were parts in it that I was like, oh, okay, that's fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was fun. I was done. Mm-hmm. The end.
I checked in and I was like, hey, sounds like you're having a great time with Penelope Douglas. Have you read Credence? And she was like, not yet, but I will. And then you did.
And then I did.
And I was like, but I think I gave you a lot of warnings. I didn't say what the warnings were. I was just like, proceed with caution for this book. It's just that like, it's either going to be very, very hot to you or very not. Or maybe moments of in between, you know?
And I liked that I was constantly surprised by what I felt as I read it. If you know, you know, mm-hmm. I think is the best way to describe Credence. I know, and it's on my shelf. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. You know. Huh? I know.
And then from there, it's not even like a sharp left, because really, what is a sharp left from Credence? Not really. But it was enough left that I was like, you're on your own in that regard.
Yes.
With corrupt.
The corrupt. Listen. The Corrupt series that was one that I invested in.
Quite heavily. Corrupt, Hideaway, Kill Switch, Nightfall. So she's like, I don't know, it was okay.
Okay, because at some point, I just had to see it through. I had to commit.
I didn't like that they couldn't figure out if the guys actually liked her or not.
Yes, and you told me that.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
You did.
Oh, did I ruin it for you?
No.
Oh. Okay.
That is why I started see it through.
That's what got you in?
No. I wonder how long it'll be before they do figure it out.
Oh.
It was longer than you think.
I don't know. It sounds like 4 books long.
I struggled through the last couple.
Couple?
I wanted resolution.
I mean, I respect it on a level.
A tease. The whole thing. And not in a fun way. So, do we recommend it or no?
No.
We do not.
No. Oh, but what about the others? Punk 57.
Yes.
Birthday Girl.
Yeah, it's fun, but you're going to be done. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a no commitment relationship. And
yes. It's like, yeah, with a shrug.
Yeah.
What if Falls Boys?
Yeah. I don't remember enough about it to say yes or no. I mean, probably another one that is going to be fun and done. If you're looking for the next great American novel, skip.
If they're looking for the next great American novel, they wouldn't.
It's not
be here.
Falls Boys.
Credence. Do you recommend?
If you know, you know, and if you know, yeah, I
feel
recommend.
like the only answer to that is just you going hee 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 hee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the answer of like, do you recommend Credence? And it's
I mean, I don't not recommend it, you know. If you know me, turn this off. Call me tomorrow. We can get this.
Call you what?
From The Ring. 7 days.
Oh, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it. Okay, she's never seen the Lizzie McGuire movie.
I was at Target and I saw it and I just thought, oh, this sounds familiar. This feels like a BJ thing. And I grabbed it and read it and I was like, this was definitely a BJ thing. Loved it. Mm-hmm. Blew through that in like a day. Mm-hmm. Live tweeted you probably all of it. Mm-hmm. The whole rest of the series I loved. Mm-hmm. I loved it so much. Alosa was one of my most favorite, yes, Queen Slay characters.
I wanted a fantasy about a girl who was badass and violent, but also pretty. And not by pretty like because pretty matters, but pretty because she liked feeling pretty. Mm-hmm. I wanted her to care what she looked like and also care about killing people. And
because we can do both.
We can. And I feel like that was Alosa, and she was my favorite like protagonist. I'd never read a character like Alosa before.
So, okay, I have so many thoughts about this. Alosa specifically, her feeling pretty, her confidence and self-assuredness, it was because like she just felt good in her skin, even when she wasn't at her like best, most beautiful version of herself. She was always beautiful just fundamentally in who she was, and that never wavered, and that was so fun to see. It wasn't for somebody else, and that was so nice. It was so nice. Plus the killing, the violence of being a pirate.
I like the sword fight, and also like
She
the
pulled no
punches.
punches.
Yeah, truly.
Oh, so good.
And she was the captain of her own ship.
Slay.
And she had like all women on her crew,
Yes.
except for like one man eventually.
Yes, who is generally green flag and turned out to be alright. And like the women were dimensional. The women were like their own people. They had agency. They had depth.
They weren't just cast as the other girl in the book.
Yeah, and there were never any comparisons of like she's the better one, but they're all here because yay women. It was very, no, I handpicked these women because I am not threatened by them. Everyone else should be. You should all be very scared of us collectively, but we're not scared of each other.
No, I also liked all of the pirate-ness of it.
Yeah.
And sequel has mermaidness in it.
Mermaidness in that, and then the tag-along number 3,
Sea monster.
sea monster. Legitimately scary sea monster. Peril on 10. I mean, just...
Yeah, everything that you want from like a nautical novel.
Yeah.
Like all of the fun stuff.
Yeah. It was a swashbuckling good time.
Ha!
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the Caraval series. Marjorie, what did you think of Caraval?
I loved it. I mean, that's the short answer.
And
That's
the
the
correct
shortest answer that I will have for anything you ask me. When you first explained it to me as this, how did you even put it? A traveling carnival magic game. There were a lot of ... question marks in the description, and all of it was in italics, emotionally. So I knew what to expect, and I also did not know what to expect, and I loved it. I loved it so much.
Because it's colorful. And like not only there's like literally lots of colors and the colors have significance, but like it is a really, really rich, colorful world that Stephanie Garber has built.
Caraval was so fun because you could truly like see that book. You could, I mean, obviously it's a book, but I mean, the scenes in the book, you could see it, you could smell it, you could, you were there in such a fun way. That felt like what I imagine it was like to, if I would have read that as a young adult, to be really experiencing the magic of reading, I think, and to experience that as a not as young adult, was still so special because you don't get that. You know, everything is either very serious or very spicy or something, and just so to just have something that was fun, for the sake of being fun.
Yes. It wasn't quite whimsy, but it was next door to it.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't anything that was frivolous. So nothing was like silly for the sake of being silly, but there was like, it's right next door to whimsy because stuff was just fun.
Yes.
But there were also real stakes behind the fun, you know? So it wasn't just like silly goosey fun times. It was a fun reading experience, but the plot had stakes. And so Stephanie Garber proved that she could. And then I read Once Upon a Broken Heart. I have never been more disappointed or angry at not a series, but at the final book in a series. I have a 45-minute long book rant about A Curse for True Love, which is the final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. And I was obsessed with them. When I like obsessed, I don't even think you understand what that means. How obsessed was I, Marjorie?
It was a religion. It was...
I was devoted.
Devoted. She was fully in. I expected, honestly, the next tattoo you got to just be the book covers. And just like, I love these, like over it, you know.
And on my forehead.
Yeah, for sure. Chest piece, obviously. Was just, you could feel the energy vibrating out of you about this.
And I was obsessed. Yes. And then the third book came out.
And let me tell you, the rant video, I think it could be longer.
None of it mattered.
I'm still mad.
Yeah.
I'm still mad.
Yeah. And in fact, I want you to get more mad because...
I will.
Because they saw my rant. Maybe they didn't. Honestly.
Go watch that now.
They know my thoughts on it. I know my thoughts. But like, and I know your thoughts, but they don't.
They don't. Let me tell you my thoughts. Okay? Here are my thoughts. The first 2 books, oh my gosh. Cotton candy. Just, I could not stop. I didn't want to stop. I wanted so much more. I just wanted to wrap myself up in that world. It was so good. The second book especially, I think, was my like absolute favorite.
I like that you sat forward to like be able to communicate your...
This is very important, and I'm taking it very seriously. The second book was
so romantic.
Yeah, everything about it. And it wasn't overly, it didn't try to be something it wasn't. It wasn't like overly spicy. It wasn't overly sugary, sweet, romantic. It felt real. You just saw Evangeline and Jax be real with each other. And there were so many moments where the tension was just chef's kiss, like in a way that is, I don't know, it felt so right to their characters. You got so much more backstory. There were so many moments. I'm still not over the mausoleum. If you know, you know. Like, that was just such a moment. That was such a moment. It was so great. And you saw her, like Evangeline, become a little bit more confident in herself, because sometimes, I mean, as a character, she could make some boneheaded decisions and you're like, girl, why? Yeah, she was almost an optimist to the point that it hurt. You kind of still cheered for her because you were like,
yeah, absolutely you did.
Everything in this world says you shouldn't be that, and so it's almost the bravest thing you can do, like, is to have the audacity to be hopeful. You had been with this author through the Caraval series.
Yeah.
Yes, through the first 2 books. The second of those specific 2 being so dreamy and so just cotton candy. Then to not only have it not pay off, it'd be one thing if it didn't pay off because you tried really hard. And
it just didn't work.
You just didn't land it.
Or you took a risk.
You took a risk, and I can respect that, and like, hey, okay, maybe not. She just stopped. It felt like she gave up. The writing felt like she gave up.
Yes.
Because we're introducing new things in this book that had no basis.
Yeah.
We also didn't even have an ending that was even kind of connected. It was just like, oh, and also
it's over.
This happened.
Yeah.
Bye. It hurt physically.
Man, it was bad. So then, how did I lift your spirits?
She said, here's what we're going to do. And she said just like that. We are going to read Havoc. And we did.
Freaking love that series.
Where to even begin?
I don't know. Probably at the beginning.
I think you're so right. That's a good spot.
It's like what they say in Alice in Wonderland. Start at the beginning, and when you get to the end, stop.
Oh.
Because they know I love it, and if they don't,
okay. But there's videos about it, I'm sure.
There's so many.
Pause here, go watch this.
Yeah, and almost every romance video I do, I'm like, also there's Havoc.
Yeah.
And every smutty romance video I do, I'm like, also there's Havoc. And then in every revenge video that I do, I'm like, get you some Havoc.
And these are all correct.
This is a revenge-based, like very long, this 5-book series.
Yes.
And it's rooted in Bernadette's revenge against all of the people and systems who have like not only wronged her, but contributed to the abuse and ultimate death by suicide of her sister, of her older sister. But she knows that she can't execute this alone, and so she calls on the local gang, basically, of her high school. And she's like, all right, here's the thing. What do I need to do? What do you want from me in order to make a deal? Because I have this revenge list. It's a hit list, and I will not stop until it is complete.
Yeah.
And so they basically say, the price for you to do this is for you to join our gang. So she does. So she joins Havoc and kind of makes Havoc her bitch.
Honestly, they answer to her now.
Yeah, and they are crazy about this girl. Man, it was good.
Ooh, so good.
It was equally as smutty and violent, which is why I think is my favorite favorite romance and romance series I've ever read.
That is it. It had, if you took the romance out, the plot stands.
Oh yeah.
The plot is worth it. The plot is well developed. The characters still make sense in it. So unique in how they do it. Like, that's what I loved so much, is the evolution of their relationship. They never pressured her to do anything aside just be in their gang. They said that's the price of this bet, but that wasn't code for anything.
Yeah, and because they all individually have their own separate and unique romances with her and relationships, which also all unfold at different times in different ways and in different speeds, all kind of that are unique to each character, that makes sense for them and how they sort of relate to other people. Yes. And so that's why it really is an unfolding and continuing story through all 5 books. I mean, she really did keep the tension exactly the right way that made you care through the whole thing. Like, it wasn't like she gets with all of them and then it's over and done with and then it's just a rinse and repeat for 5 books. It's not like that.
Yeah, you truly were, like, I had no idea exactly when each one of them was going to play out or what that was going to look like. But that was so much fun to be on that journey, because they're all experiencing this, you know, this shared enemy, this this bigger thing that they are fighting against and kind of fighting with themselves about, like, their role in it and, like, how far to almost, like, emotionally invest in all these things. Like, we've got to see this through. I'm invested. I want to see it through as the reader. But then seeing their relationships blossom, it was so, like weirdly wholesome.
Yes.
Because the care was so genuine. There was care put into each of their characters, like the boys and her, and there's some great spice, but it was never like that is her only function or that's their only function.
Right, and that was never driving anything.
Right. It was a result of the relationship they built with each other. And
which made the payoff like that much more satisfying. Havoc, would you recommend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, for the plot.
Like everything else is a bonus, and what a bonus. It's the
the plot.
It's so good. I love a revenge story.
And this was revenge that was necessary, justified, calculated, payoff 10 out of 10. The punishment fit the crimes.
Like almost poetically.
Oh my gosh. And I'm a poet, so I can confirm.
And then from there I was like, well, now I've got you hooked on Seam Stunich. Let's just carry this out. The next one that was next was Adamson All Boys Academy.
Yes.
And I was like, here's the thing about this book series though. It is unironically based off of an anime. So you gotta watch at least one episode of the anime. And Marge was like, I'll do you one better. I watched all of it. But you liked it.
I loved it. It was so funny. That's what I loved, is that it was smart and funny.
And a little absurd.
And a little, it looked into the camera.
And it was like an early 2000s anime that was on Cartoon Network.
For me, it's on Hulu now.
It is, and it still is. In Adamson All Boys Academy is this girl, Charlie. Her dad gets a new job as the headmaster at an all-boys school. And she doesn't want to be the only girl there, even though they're really considering opening it up to let girls come in. She's like, yeah, but I would be the only girl this year. Not for me. So she pretends to be a boy. So it's very like she's the man. And the thing is, this book has humor. What I also like is that this book isn't only comedy. This book also has it's like a mystery.
It feels like a teen slasher.
Yes.
High resolution color contrast.
Yes.
Running through the woods. There's fog. And that's literal in some cases, running through the woods with fog.
Yes.
But
also
in a campy, fun way.
With
but
also
still
humor
drama.
like Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just fun. But also, I was scared. Yeah. At some point. Not like shaking in my, covers, but I was tense. I was uncertain what was going to happen. I didn't know. It was great.
It has really fun romance scenes, but it's not overtly spicy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was sweet. It was, I don't know, it never took itself too seriously, even when the moments were serious. And I don't know, it was just nice. It still felt refreshing to read.
Adamson All Boys Academy. Would you recommend?
I think yes.
I think yes as well. Rich Boys of Burberry Prep. That one is also revenge based, by the way. So it's about a girl, Marnie, who goes to a rich prep school, and they all the main popular boys bully her literally for no reason. It's literally just because she's poor. It's that pedestrian. You're tarnishing our school and our reputations. It's very old money. They're all heavily burdened by their family's legacies in different ways, but we don't care about that in book one. We're just scared that they're all douche canoes. Then she kind of whips them into shape a little bit through the first one, and then they do something at the end that pisses her off, and then she comes back with a fresh haircut and a revenge list. Her measurement though of when the revenge is satisfied is whenever she feels that it is. And
but she has rules to her revenge.
She does. She's
like, I've got
no
a code.
friendly fire. Punishment matches the crime.
Yes.
And know when to say when.
Yes.
And she does.
And I respect that because she stuck to that even when she was like, I wish my morals were not so strong. And she would have been justified in them maybe not being as strong as they were, but I respected her as a character. Even when sometimes I was like, just do it. Just do it. Let your intrusive thoughts win,
Be petty.
Please.
This one is I enjoy it just a little bit less, only because it has that high, there's a lot more tension in this book, but not the fun sexual tension, but the
tension for her.
Suspense tension.
It is.
It's not as fun as Adamson, but it's a fun romance, and also because they're in high school, it's not quite as X-rated spicy,
Right. And I think what killed me sometimes was her resilience, because I would have let my intrusive thought win, if I'm being honest. At some point, I would have just started a fire. And I think that's what the boys hated so much.
Yeah.
They resented that resilience.
Yeah, she literally would not be broken.
They could not break her. Which means they had to question their whole identity, which is how we get growth, and that's important. And so that's why ultimately, I liked it.
I read in fall of 2022, Penpal.
Pen.
Pen.
P-E-N.
Penpal by weirdest name, Dathan Auerbach.
The book that BJ doesn't recommend.
But that's the thing, is that with so much time, I kind of do. Because my unrecommendation of it was damn, this was the scariest book I've ever read. The most unsettling book I've ever read. And I was so unsettled by it that I literally closed the book and just walked to my room and then listed it on Pango, and then like it sold the next day. I mean, I was like, I have to get this out of my hands and out of my house because it unsettled me that much. And so that became Marjorie's husband's actually like recommendation for it. And he's like, sold, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he read it.
And he read it, and he was like, huh. And I said, okay, my turn. Put me in, coach. Like, let's go. And I wanted to shower after I read it. I was just like, oh, get it off me. Get it off me. It's told from the POV of this narrator who is a person remembering their childhood, I think, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. And it's told out of order.
Yes.
These chapters are told out of order.
Yes. And they're all very, like, it feels very conversational.
Mm-hmm. And kind of dreamlike a little bit because there is memories.
Yeah.
And he is telling them in a way that he's not attributing significance to anything. Because that's the thing is that it's going to be hard to explain the plot because the plot from there is just a series of memories that he has that you already know based on the premise what the connection of all of these things are. But as he's recounting them, he doesn't, because he's remembering them from his perspective of being a child. The thing is, in all of these memories, you know what's going on. That's where the sinister aspect comes in, is that Dathan Auerbach actually doesn't have to work overtime to provide an atmosphere of creepiness. It's because he literally set the premise up on the first chapter that you already know what the threat is and you know that he doesn't. And so it feels in every page like you know what the threat is, and you as an adult can feel it looming on every page.
And the whole book feels like someone's watching you read it.
Yes. Ooh, it hits.
It feels like at any point it could become so real. That's why it was just so, I was like, I don't want to summon this. Like, I have to take a shower. I have to lock my doors.
So I had to get rid of the book.
I have to make sure it's okay. I can't have a totem of it. Like, I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't.
Exactly. That's a great way to describe it. Like, I don't want a totem of it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I got my totem back because I was like, this book can't hurt me. But, like, it took, like, a year.
Yeah, we had to, like, process it.
Yeah. So, like, that is both a recommendation and an unrecommendation.
Yeah. Recommend with caution.
Let's jump back into fantasy for a minute.
Okay.
One of my favorite fantasy series of all time, forever and ever, amen, is the Cruel Prince series.
Amen, indeed.
How did you enjoy the Cruel Prince?
I don't even know where to start. I mean, the first page is like a double murder, like
double homicide on first page.
Like,
and it's a very much a battle of wits as well,
which is so fun when it's done well.
Especially when it's done well with violence.
Yeah, make it bloody.
The richest, most spoiled, entitled, and arguably like powerful in different ways prince of this realm that you already know he's so wildly overcompensating for the fact that he's threatened by her, because it's such a bullying sort of dynamic. Ultimately, Holly Black has to, put in the work to redeem him, and she does. He's like, I didn't hate when you held the knife to my throat.
Yeah. And, like, if you did it again, as a treat, like,
we'd work it out.
It'd be fine.
But, like, also, it takes time to get there, and she doesn't rush that. The relationship in the first is all enemies. And not only just enemies, like, mutual enemies. I don't think she would give a shit about him if he wasn't actively, like, often trying to kill her in different ways.
Literally.
Yeah, because I don't think she would think twice about him, and I think he knows
you're
that.
Right. I think
I think that's why he was trying to kill her.
I think that's why I liked it.
And because, like, we are also literally in fairyland, the violence almost is more senseless violence because the rules are different. Holly Black never wants you to forget that. So everything is going to be more exaggerated in all directions. It is going to be, like, more lusty. It is going to be more frivolous. It is going to be more violent. And so then, so, like, the enemy side of enemies to lovers is going to be, like, more... I think I would like you dead because then I can at least stop thinking about you.
It's impossible for her to prove her place until she has done it so gratuitously that they're just like, okay, well, I guess if I don't want to die, I should probably just...
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
All right. You can have it. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
Is how would you win in a game where the rules don't make sense?
Yeah.
You would get creative. And
violent.
There will be blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you cook an awful lot more than I do. Like, by a degree of maybe 100th power.
And I understand math enough to know that that's all of it. 100%?
No.
That's
not
Damn it!
exponents. I like math.
Yeah, and I love that for you. Like, it's hot when you do it.
This was actually like a reverse recommendation, and it was Slewfoot by Brahm. So she read Slewfoot and was like, BJ, can't move forward in my life until you read it.
And that was, I actually have to give credit to my husband because he ordered it, was like, this is beautiful. And I mean, it's just a beautiful book. And then he blew through it and was like, you're going to like this one? And I think BJ's going to like it.
Oh, yeah.
And I read it and I was like, girl, if you don't pick up this book, and I rarely evangelize like that to you specifically. And man, I wouldn't let up.
Yeah.
I was aggressive.
And I'm glad that you were.
Dare I say belligerent. And you're welcome.
I loved it very much.
It was so good. And I left that book feeling like I, too, would have been
yes.
in her shoes, and proudly so.
Yes.
Yeah, come
Wouldn't
get me.
have changed a thing.
Come get me.
The Twisted Love series. What a ride that was.
What we got
yeah.
was everything, nothing, a little bit of...
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
At the same time. Because the thing about the Twisted Love series is that it is well packaged all tropes.
Yes.
It's
You're going to have fun.
You're going to have fun. You won't remember it when it's done. You will only care if you like the trope. So, like, one is brother's best friend. One is enemies to lovers. One is the entire plot of The Princess Diaries 2. And that's the trope. It's super unique trope, but it has an audience.
Yeah.
But it did have direct lines. It was not pretending to not be Princess Diaries 2 fanfiction. Like, it really wasn't.
Yeah, it was just like, this is who we are.
Yeah, fun and forgettable, but, like, still fun. So, like, what do I recommend? I recommend Twisted Games, which is the Princess Diaries 2 one, a lot, because I know a lot of people who really love Princess Diaries 2.
I think my favorite one was, what's the other one? The Enemies to Lovers one?
Twisted Hate, the last one.
Yeah.
I think that one had the best writing, the best tension, and the best real characters.
Yeah. Fun. Done. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. So the situation is that my phone battery died because we've been doing this for so many hours. In fact, 4 hours. We're using Marjorie's phone.
Yeah.
And so then we did a whole 15 to 20 minute closing and then realized that I didn't hit record. Bless. So here we are for the 3rd time. So we need to close this, but I don't remember where we landed with how to close.
I do. Read books. That will terrify men.
Read books and intimidate men. You know, it's not even 2 separate tasks.
Yeah.
It's really just one task with a bonus, like, side effect.
Yeah. Read books, intimidate men. Should we go get tattoos of that?
I'm kind of into it.
And I think that's it.
Read books and intimidate men.
And have fun.
And happy reading.